have some in-house players playing it. Interested to see what kind of champions we're going to see here. Are we going to see some BM champions?
I'm not really sure. Yeah, just seeing like the toxics just flaming the whole match. It's definitely going to be interesting though. Just the whole ultra rapid fire. I'm glad that they brought it back. Definitely kills a lot of that free time.
Yeah. Have you touched on it at all? Like any URF gameplay?
I've actually only had the chance to play like 2 games, but nonetheless it was fun. I got Israel for one of them, so
that's pretty fun.
It's just so fun, just spamming all your buttons.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I've played a few games like Herick, a few games as stuff like Jace and Varus.
Jason, Varus.
Sins.
That's just like unfair.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you want to win games.
You know what? Even if it is URF, I know winning is good. Just make
some fun champions. Fun for somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Even if the other team's not having fun, I am. When you know that you're making somebody rage behind that other keyboard, life is good. Yeah,
it makes you feel a little bit good inside.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes it makes you feel really bad because you realize that what you're playing is not the nicest thing you could possibly be doing.
Oh, and, like Sona?
Yeah, like with Sona. I did have a Sona game.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the.
Yeah. Enemy lane didn't get the lane. That's how it works.
I won.
I win. Sona wins.
Push buttons.
Yeah. Ban Sona.
Well, waiting for the game to get underway here.
Yep.
Gonna see the whole pick and ban phase.
Yeah,
see what people are seeing.
Yeah. Hopefully we see some. What do you want to see banned? That's the big thing right now.
I want to see Sona banned, right off the get-go.
Those are like the biggest things in URF is the bans, because like it always happens every game. Something like gets let through, and you're like, oh, I wish we banned that instead of this.
It's like I forgot that champion was overpowered.
Yeah. So we got like there's more. The problem is that there's more than 6 champions.
Yeah, exactly. There are more than 6 champions you don't want to see, and that is a giant issue. Like one time, it was Lux. I wasn't expecting her to come in the clutch, and she got through the ban phase. Enemy team, Lux is terrifying.
Yeah, Lux is scary. Like, this sucks though. Is like if you ban Lux, then like the enemy picks something like Syndra, like something else that does like a similar thing, like something pokey, like Vel'Koz, like mid Varus, Corki. Oh, transitioning into the champ select. Okay.
All right.
3v3 URF game. All right, a bunch of in-house players. Let's see, bans already a little bit clipped off, but we got Garen and Shaco on the blue side, and so far Soraka on the purple team, as well as Sona. All right, that's good to see. Sona is not fun for anybody.
Yeah, I'm glad Raka got banned too, just because the sustain is scary.
Just sustain in general in URF is very unfun because health. I'm pretty sure health costs aren't gone completely. They are reduced by half.
Yeah, it is reduced a lot, but still with like the cooldown reduction and stuff, it's like it doesn't matter.
It's still just not fun to play against. Okay, and then Fizz, with it's like a 1 second, 2 second Zonia, something like that, like on his E. It's very, very, very obnoxious to play against. All right.
Followed up by the
Zed so Bard on Bard.
Yep.
Makes sense. I'm Bard playing Bard. All right, LeBlanc. Okay. Oh no.
And the Jason Morgana coming down.
Oh God,
Jace is going to be throwing snowballs, wreaking havoc.
Oh no.
Shooting his blasters all over.
Okay, Bard and Bard.
We got a double Bard.
Okay. So the Bards are trying to have fun. The Jace wants to win. I'd say the.
You think Evelyn's actually going to stick? Yeah. You think that's going to stick, or is it going to change? Sorry, why did I say Evelyn?
Let's see.
New splash.
Yeah.
Getting at me.
Yeah. Man. Okay. He's flopping through. Okay, switch back to Sivir and Ezreal. Okay, so a really
they're just having fun.
Yeah, they're just having fun with picks right now.
It's URF.
Rasunda doesn't know what he's picking. I think he's just
on that random.
He's gonna go with whatever.
Leona,
okay,
it is.
Leona. All right, so purple team has kind of an interesting 3-person comp here because there's a lot of engage with Leona, but then a lot of not engage. A lot of poke with Jace. But Bard can kind of do a little bit of both, so.
I'm interested to see who will be the better Bard. Is it going to be on Bard or Lyte can suck it?
Well,
we shall see.
If it's not I'm Bard, then it's going to be very unfortunate.
That'll definitely be sad.
For I'm Bard. Then on the other side, we have basically we have 2 AD carries, or like marksman. And
I don't think Israel will go AP or anything.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it really depends. He might, yeah. Like 2 like marksman. Ezreal could possibly go AP for some mixed damage. That'd be good actually, as well as like the support Bard. I don't really know. This is really odd because you normally look at a 5-man team and be like, okay, they're going to be engaging this game. There's a lot of engaging going on. The purple side has half and half. So like, do you want to focus on peeling, or do you want to focus on
especially when like the other team has so much mobility.
Yeah, there's a lot of mobility to
determine. Plus, it's URF, so anything can happen. You know, it's randomity.
So right off the bat, looking at the teams, the Summoner spells, who do you think is going to have this game? Oh, also this is on Howling Abyss. That's another thing. There's snowballs.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the snowballs are going to be critical.
Okay,
I personally, I'm a fan of the 280 carry team.
Yeah.
I want to give it up to Israel Bard and Siver. So
makes a lot of sense. Siver has a ton of wave clear for especially for URF. One lane, and she could just hit her buttons and
she can control the whole lane.
Same time, Jace is very, very strong at a one-lane map. That's pretty huge.
You know, the thing I like about Jace is just his versatility. He can go for the poke, but you know, he can actually kind of get in there and still do damage as well.
He can still get in there when he gets up in the melee range. His Q and
especially since they have like the Leona and stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see him like switch from the poke, have Leona go in, and then have him charge.
Yeah. Let's see. We have a
little bit of a delay here.
Yeah.
Got about a minute left.
Yeah, about a minute left in delay.
But overall, this should be interesting. You can see Bard. I think so. The Bard on blue side is picking Ignite, while the Bard on the right is taking the heal.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. On top of that, the purple team actually has 2 snowballs, where the blue side has 0. So that means that like engages are going to be even more scary for that team. Like with Leona snowballing in, queuing a carry, Eing the carry, ulting the carry.
Exactly.
Like one of the,
just giving her that extra gap closer just makes her almost like a Blitzcrank, like a reverse Blitzcrank in a sense.
On top of that, if this is URF, that means that those cooldowns on her...
They will be going down non-stop. She already has ridiculously low cooldowns, you know, to control a lane like that.
People are getting stunned this game. That's happening.
Yes.
Almost certainly.
Even with Israel's ridiculous mobility, we're still going to see him getting locked down every now and then. I'm actually interested to see like who they're going to go for. If they're going to just like totally target Bard, or if they're going to like try to get Israel more than Siver, because Siver has her spell shield. And, level 6 too, popping her ult, going to give them more mobility as well.
It's really tough knowing who to focus with that team, because like if Jace focuses his QE combo on like somebody like Siver or Bard, for instance, Bard's W, like on both sides, a lot of sustain going on there.
I'm really interested just to see the double Bard matchup. It's like really gonna like kind of see like it's going to depend on the game. I feel like it's really gonna alter like whatever Bard's playing up to par.
I can't wait to see the ults.
Exactly. The ults are gonna be just game changing.
Are we gonna see like an engage ult followed by a
disengage ult? Just like
that's what I want to see right
10 seconds of goldenness. Just
like Leona tries to get in, like CC some people, and both Bards just say no.
Nope.
No, it's not happening. All right. Let's see. Otherwise, so I think that I'm gonna give my edge, like what I think, to the Jace team, mainly because I think Jace on not only Howling Abyss but with URF, like URF cooldowns is really, really strong, despite like the wave, like the push comp that the blue team has. Like they have a lot of wave clear.
Jace is definitely one of the champions that needs to be banned in URF.
He's a problem.
I think they have a higher chance of winning with the Jace, Leona, and Bard, but I'm just a fan. I want to see those 80 carries poking it out. I really, I want to see that happen.
Yeah.
See Israel just bobbing and weaving, dodging around. So I'd be really happy to see them come out.
I'm rooting for the blue team, however.
Yeah.
I think the purple team is going to have it.
Jace is just too strong.
If not because of the Jace pick, but because also the blue or purple team has more options. They have more utility. They have more CC and more engage with Leona.
Yeah, the sheer tankiness alone.
And on top of that, the utility that snowballs bring alone. Like those snowballs are on
snowball.
Near 0 second cooldown, just using them constantly. And for Leona and who else had it? Oh, we're going to the game?
Leona and Jace.
All right, cool.
We're going to throw it over to our casters right now.
Longsword build from the purple team Bard. All right, and we're throwing over casters.
All right, well, thank you for that that quick introduction to the longsword build. We're going to go ahead and go into the game with, let's see.
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot of talk about the 80 carries here, but I'm going to be focusing on the Bards, because I'm Bard. He's a Bard main. He's got his dignity on the line in this. If he loses, he will be incredibly ashamed. Like, that's his account. Like, he has to give up his account if he loses this one.
Yeah, I mean, it just might have to quit the game. There's no real, Okay, so this Jace setting up, this Jace just setting up the gates and just powering through those with Qs. It's gonna be a real hard time to get through that. The range on that alone, it just Ezreal has a long range in and of its in himself, but the range that Jace has is going to be so much just better. Ezreal does have the advantage of being able to use his E whenever he sees a ball coming. However, they're not going to be able to go front line to this.
Yeah, it's honestly going to be a bit of a poke fest. They got Leona for disengage that can kind of cause some problems. On top of that, it's 2v3 for the moment here. Looks like there are a bit of technical difficulties causing the Sivir to be a bit delayed. So it's really going to rely on Ezreal trying to wave clear whatever he can. Bard's going Bard is going AP. Lyte is, however, decided to go for that base longsword build. Bard getting dove by the Leona is able to bring him down just barely. Lyte is able to tank it. Oh my gosh, get out with like 50 health.
He gets out with he got out with nothing there, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they got an easy kill. Ezreal started with a tier, so.
Now, I'm not so sure it doesn't matter in ARAMs. This Bard doesn't really have much of a way to sustain. He's got these Ws that he can walk on over, but until these health shrines pop on up, he's got no way of actually keeping health. So they are essentially free kills for this Ezreal if he can land 1 or 2 Qs.
That is true. He does have the. He has okay. So he started tier in boots, so his damage isn't really going to be that much against the Jace that started Serrated Dirk, and then. He has the damage advantage for sure. The Ezreal, I mean, he's going to be able to get Muramana if it stacks up, possibly. But so, as far as the damage goes,
that's
it's not
something
there.
else that needs to be mentioned. This is URF.
True.
Ezreal brought a tier. He is getting 0 value of that. Leona goes in, Bud goes down to the barge. He's able to just get a free kill, gets a snare on the Ezreal, doesn't really lead to anything. So, back to what I was saying. Ezreal has a tier. He has 0 items right now. He has
nothing. His damage is nothing. I mean, to stack that up.
Down, not quite able
Flash
to finish
coming out, nothing going down. But Bard does have a, what is it called? A health. I don't play URF.
Yeah.
I don't know about this game mode very much. It's not something that actually I don't play URF or Howling Abyss at all. So this is a little bit not new. It's just been a while since I've touched up on a lot of these mechanics in this game mode. So it's going to be interesting to see how much I can hold true to.
Leona going in again. Bard's trying to peel off for the Ezreal. He's able to Eon out and maybe go down at himself at the expense of Ezreal's life.
Just repeated stun. Stun and stun and stun.
He arcane shifted right into
arcane shifted into the full range of the blast. That's pretty funny.
So you may have noticed there, Ezreal actually picked up 3 fully stacked Bard Ws. As a result of both the fact that it's Howling Abyss, you get 50% reduced healing on allies.
Yep.
That's mainly to balance people like Soraka, who were kind of a bit overbearing.
Of course.
On top of that, URF gets an additional, currently 42% reduced stacking heal on everyone. So they are healing
he almost got
anything.
Nothing. Yeah, almost nothing. Comparative to what he would be healing if this were a normal game.
So once Ezreal gets, he has 6 right now, so if he's able to keep ulting these waves, he can essentially just prolong the game.
Right,
the enemy
and he does have Sheen as well.
Yeah.
So now he's actually going to be doing a little bit more damage because Jace hasn't died yet, so he hasn't had the chance to go back and buy anything.
This Leona going in again.
Ezreal's just going to be able to pick up a kill if he reacted fast enough. Unfortunately, he did not. Bard ulted the other Bard, like Kincaid, and it's going to be just stuns and stuns and stuns.
And Bard went down to the
Ezreal picking up another Q. It's going to be 2 kills to 1. This 2v3 is actually going a little bit different than I expected. With how long or with how far Jace can poke, I really didn't expect Ezreal to be even just sitting at 1 death. I thought this was going to be a much more scary lane for the Ezreal.
So I think we need a bit of a way to differentiate these bards. From now on, I'm referred to Bard as Bard and then Imposter. Because honestly, that's all it is.
Bard and Imposter. We will do that.
So Ezreal does have the option of standing behind minions.
And now it's a 3v2, or 3v3.
Kinda. Sivir is still level 5. She does have the ambient experience gain from Howling Abyss. That is going to help her quite a bit. I'm not so sure about that Bard ult. It prevented Jace from really doing any damage to that turret, and he does end up going down himself. So trading a 1-for-1, no damage to turret, that's pretty okay.
They did do a 1-for-1, and Jace is 2-0. If he does die, he's going to come back with something strong.
So Sigler entering the game with a Phantom Dancer, that's a lot of crit, that's a lot of tankiness that she can get if she can land a W on that Jace.
True, but if you think about it, with how much damage came from that, if it would have been something that was, let's say, more damage oriented, it definitely could have been just Q and Q and Q, just to try to get that proc. She's just going to go down almost instantly to Jace's poke. It's too much.
So worth noting, her spell shield is on a 4-second cooldown right now. This Jace she can block almost every single Jace EQ.
Pretty much. And the stuns are coming out. The stuns are just stuns.
Yeah.
And stuns and stuns. Ezreal going to ult. Not going to be enough to do anything really. Bard taking some tower shots. Might get a little bit low. Not going to be anything significant though. Jace still able to just poke through this. He's not taking any... He has no risk. This Jace has no reason to ever switch out of cannon form. He has no reason to ever use anything other than his Q, possibly his W if he's last hitting a minion if he needs to, or even last hitting a champion if they get too close to him.
Bard got a nice stun off there. Leona tried to follow it up with her ult, wasn't quite able to judge the time correctly. Something in the URF mode, another one of the features of it, if you will, is everyone gets, I think, 80% tenacity. Leona able to go in on a snowball.
The snowball's going in.
The Bard ult wombo combo is
It's going to be a nice stun. Another stun and a double stun and a triple stun, and there's too many stuns.
Yeah.
There are just stuns this game. It's like a game of dodgeball with stuns. If you can dodge a stun, you can dodge a ball. Is what my mom always told me, and it's not enough for this. They're just gonna poke and poke and poke, and they can't do it. They just can't. They can't sustain this. Ezreal trying to go in, arcane shifting, actually didn't even connect to a wall and didn't think to Q backwards to himself.
Yes. Sivir not getting any lucky crits on this Bard, not quite.
Sivir's not getting anything. The Sivir is 0 and 2 and not able to get anything. The Qs from Sivir are not strong at all. She got Phantom Dancer. It's an attack speed item. I mean, what's your attack speed really going to do? Are you last hitting in URF mode? Please don't do that. That's not acceptable. Definitely should be the Qs coming in. Just Q, Q, Q. Like the kids in solo queue, just cry and just poke and, try to get it,
Now, something that is nice about this attack speed, Sivir does have a permanent W. Every single auto attack she does will get a bounce and will have a potential for an AoE crit. Bard able to finish off the imposter for a nice little pickup kill there.
Very nice. Ezreal's super low.
So he's going to start having quite a bit of burst here as opposed to the Triforce, which is, again, an imposter. He's going for that counter AD build as opposed to the real core and pure AP.
Yeah, and right now it actually seems to be working a little bit. Now, what I am going to say is Jace and Ezreal are both low enough that the next person to hit a Q or an ult or whatever is going to win that trade. They're going to win that fight, and that's going to be how it's going to be. Ezreal going for the AP build with URF, it's not that bad because his mana cost isn't. It's not hindering him. So his ultimate and his W are going to be doing crazy. That's a very nice computer screen that we're seeing there.
All right. For what it's worth, Bard does dive and ends up going down to the Ezreal. Leona's able to clean up a little bit back at the back
2 for 2? 2 for 2 with a double kill on Ezreal, so 2 for 3. Ezreal just cleaning up. He does have that True Shot Barrage on, what's the cooldown on his True Shot Barrage right now? 20 seconds or so?
24 seconds minus the perma Qs.
It's nothing. I mean, his Qs, if he hits Qs, it's going to be reduced to nothing. That's like, pretty much like Ezreal in a real game.
So, original Ezreal has a 0.45 second Q if he lands it. Essentially, he can be queuing, and the time it takes for it to land, he'll be able to queue again. So
I wonder why we haven't seen him do that. I wonder why we haven't seen him just fire it up.
I don't think he has quite enough time to stand still and against this Bard and Leona.
True.
Especially the Jace Qs.
But I think if he EQ'd, I think it would be beneficial for him. I see his Q, or I see his E up a lot. He's actually not using it that much. He's holding it back, and Ezreal that's holding back is not, I want to see a true display of skill here. I really do.
So we got a really aggressive play. Sivir ends up going down. She gets her ult off. So, Ezreal gets to run a little bit faster for a little while, and that's pretty nifty.
Sivir still 0 and 4. Still building attack speed instead of damage. There's going to be no damage coming out from this double ADC here. The Bard got an ult on the imposter.
Not quite able to land a Q. That might have been a kill if he managed to get the stun off.
That stun.
Maybe it's going to finish him. Not quite.
The stun from Bard was nasty. That was just okay. The spell shield actually ran out right when Leona was going to do that. Leona's just going to powerhouse this. Just stuns. E is stun. Stun. E. Stun.
Yeah. Leona already has a total of 1.7 million health. Honestly, I've never seen that in a game before. I don't think she's ever gonna die.
Never. Well, I mean, Leona just died.
I don't think I'll ever see her die.
Oh man. Leona with just stuns and E's and stuns with the Frozen Heart as well. They have 2 ADCs, but not taking into account that Ezreal did build full AP as well as Bard. I don't know how good that's going to be later in this game. If Ezreal and Sivir pick up some more damage, it might be good for them.
Here we are with our casters. How are things going out here?
It's a pretty close game. You know, Bard's managing to beat out the imposter in kills, and honestly, that's all that matters. Oh wait, no, he's not. All right, I guess I'm lying, and that means that the game's over. If the Bard can't be the imposter, then they don't stand a chance.
He's nothing.
Which one's the real Bard?
AP, obviously. Like, AD is just what, you know, people try to do when they're trying to look cool, but it doesn't quite work.
All right, so according to the stats, though, AD Bard has more kills. Can you justify your reason?
He's obviously sabotaged the game. If you look, then Bard had an AFK. That was probably because the imposter actually unplugged the Ethernet cable of the Sivir. And, you know, it's what happens. When you have an imposter...
The strats are real, guys. The strats are real.
It's very sad.
Another caster. Josh, how are things going out here?
It's very sad. I mean, it looks like a cool game.
Define sad. Like
it's
sad or like
no, like
puppy dog eyes?
Like Ezreal Q being on a 0.4 second cooldown sad, like just QQ. It's insanely sad. It's really bad. I don't like to see that
Is there
the
another
AD,
way to say sad?
Sad. Now there's not. Okay, so I really don't like that the AD Bard is just dominating in kills against the AP Bard.
But
it's
is it the
sad.
Triforce? Is it the Triforce?
It's sad.
The Triforce is sad, or is it tons of damage?
It's tons of damage, which makes me sad.
It makes you sad, or
yeah,
makes the other team
it
sad?
makes me sad.
Are you
personally.
rooting for one team? Are you biased?
I'm actually not. I want the Rift Herald to spawn in the middle of the Howling Abyss.
What about Baron Nashor?
No, he's not tall enough. Rift Herald can swim, and
I understand.
Baron doesn't have fins anymore after the update.
Well, let's contact Riot and see what they say.
We'll see. So while something to note, that Bard is getting stunned too many times. The true Bard is getting true barded, okay? He's getting bombarded by this other Bard, and it's insane. I can't display the amount of pressure that's being put on by the other team. The other team is Jay Still's only died once, 14 assists, 4 kills. He's just dominating. So
I think he's actually legendary, if I had to make a guess.
I think so.
Now,
I'm afraid of the Sterix gauge. The Sterix gauge buy on Bard, the imposter Bard, the Sterix gauge buy is it's too much. How do you get him low to kill him if he just regains and gets bigger?
Now, Bard going down with Leona dive, she just has so much sticking potential. She can EQ you, and then her E's already back up. I can EQ you again. And as long as she's able to land those skill shots, there's no getting away from her. She's just kind of living in the enemy team. She's not really sure which turrets are hers anymore. She doesn't take damage either way. The flash Q auto from the imposter managing to take out Ezreal. That is an ace for the red team.
If you give a Meep a Triforce, then the Meep will return tons of damage.
Yes, correct.
Those Meeps with the Triforce on them, they're like little ninjas. They just come in and stab him right in the neck, and he can't do anything.
Yeah, they kind of wear it like an arrow, like an arrowhead. They just kind of hold it in front of them as they're being thrown.
It's too many right now. It's just too many damage.
We got it. Oh, the True Force Barrage is not able to take him out.
He was actually aiming for CS there. Perfect CS on that wave. He didn't miss one.
Oh, he's missing the Qs again.
Missing
That's very
stuns.
unfortunate. Could have potentially gotten a kill there on the Jace without Lich Bane proc, but not quite.
Well, that was almost interesting. They almost had a kill. But as we say where I'm from, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, so that's not going to be enough. It's not enough. They're too far ahead right now with the tower advantage, and they're able to just poke. Look at this, stuns, and they actually just
one stun and then dead. You can't really stun from the grave.
I thought Leona was unkillable. That's what you told me. I was under the impression that Leona with
she never dies, but she is not unkillable.
Okay.
Completely different.
Okay, just never lucky.
Yeah, never lucky.
Never lucky. Okay. So I see some penguins dancing. They're actually just They're in pretty good format. There's one off to the side in the bush.
Not
We
quite
need
in
to get
sync.
him. We need to get him fired because he's not with the other ones.
No,
What is
he's
wrong
actually
with him?
backstage. He's practicing. He's imitating their movements. You know, he's trying to follow his parents.
He's learning. He's like the little brother, and he doesn't know what to do to follow along with the rest of the family. That's just a disgrace. I can't believe it. I don't know why we would air that for so long. Oh man. Okay, so what we're seeing now is just an attempt to just stay alive. They're just trying to stay alive, and they probably won't stay alive for that very long.
Another Bard ult doesn't quite land on anyone. They're able to go, but Leona's on the back line. She's going to do whatever
The
she
real
can.
Bard is trying his best to get away from this.
He managed to kill the
Jake.
imposter, and honestly, that's a win in my book.
He did kill him while he was behind, be it or not. But if you take a look, he only was able to win against the imposter when he started to mimic his build.
Oh yeah, you know, he kind of felt the pull of the dark side, and he dipped into it a little bit. He's more of like a gray at this point.
That AD, the Bilge Water, although his meeps didn't have the Triforce, they had the Bilge Water. And they were able to go in with cat-like reflexes, meep-like reflexes, if you will, and just finish up that kill for him. So, you know,
Now, wouldn't Meeps always have Meep-like reflexes?
not always.
Oh.
Not baby meeps.
Ah, I gotcha.
Plus, if they always had meep-like reflexes, Bard would never be able to catch his chimes. They would
No.
just take them away, and he would never find them.
Now, these True Shot Barrages from the Ezreal are really just slowly whittling down the Jace. He doesn't have any form of sustain. He didn't go with a Gunblade or the Dancing Blade item that I'm blanking on the name of. So he doesn't really have any way to sustain off this poke. So he's slowly being whittled down. Silver's able to get a good spell shield, not quite get stunned, and Jace does end up getting down to the Bard Ezreal.
Oh
Lava
wow!
combo.
Look at the comeback. It's gonna be like insane. It's just okay, stun and stun and stun, but Ezreal's just there.
So-
Ezreal's there, full health.
That is an ace for
Tossing out.
none on the blue team. If they can manage to get an execute, they can buy items with that gold and give nothing up.
That's true. That's true. And they may be able to get a turret. Finally.
Bard taking the execute, maybe would have
not.
been better
Oh
to
yes, yes.
attack.
They're gonna get this tower regardless. There we go. One, and then the penguins that are following Bard because of his very convenient skin. They're just too much. There are too many penguins.
I think I realized that the reason they're winning
They're
is
running
'cause
very fast, actually. They have movement speed of 1,000 Master Yi's in their ults. They're there. That was an amazing dodge. Did you see that? Just kiting around the very edge of that Bard ult. Amazing. The mechanics here are just unmatched.
So Bard is almost able to pick off the Ezreal. Is he going to be able to foul it up? Not quite. And the flash from the Sivir is able to take her out of harm's way. She's just kind of juggling these boomerang blades, throwing them out as off cooldown, just keep them like little yo-yos.
A little bit. Ezreal's still hitting true shot barrages. He's not doing horrible. He's just not doing good.
Almost able to take off the Bard with that one.
Now, normally I wouldn't speculate on how well the individual players are doing, but since this is an URF game and a 3v3, I feel like that is it's very.
He landed the
needed.
stun there, almost able to finish off Leona, but not quite.
And the stun. Look at the stun for stun. Stun for stun for stun for stun. Ezreal just hit an amazing true shot barrage on all three of them.
And the
It's actually
Sivir
going to
is
kill them.
able to clean up that team with a very nice boomerang blade.
Ezreal 2 kills for one on the team.
Now,
they're
despite-
holding back. I mean, I'm sorry. They're holding their ground.
Despite the fact that the blue team has 2 Lich Banes and some AP, I guess. I don't know what bar is at this point. But despite that, Leona's sitting on a frozen heart for defensive items, and that is it. She decided that a Bork is the way to go. She really wants to represent that Ruined King and do as many auto attacks as she can.
I think the Hydra is what ties it together for me here. The Hydra build on Leona is just the Tiamat effect of that. The cleave is just it's stunning. It's outrageous. It's almost like Tarren.
Oh, that was a nice little golden Leona dive that I saw there.
Look at this. Look at this Bard. He just went incognito. He thought he wasn't going to be seen. Ezreal just arcane shifted into another stun. Into a Bard ult, actually.
Going down here, it's up
immobile.
to at least Silvara to manage to kite out this team and do what she can.
Nope.
She's staying a little bit
Nope.
away.
Nope,
she's got
not at
spell
all.
shields.
Spell shields aren't going
She's
to be
fine,
enough.
she's
no,
fine.
Nope.
You know, I'm sure she was lagging a little bit there.
There were 2 Triforces on her, and there was no way. There were 2 Triforces on the Sivir, and there was no way. There was just no way.
I may have misjudged this match. I originally thought it'd be a match of the Bards, but it's actually a Lich Bane versus Triforce matchup?
This is what it is. Now, I assumed that we were playing League of Legends. We're actually right now playing The Legend of Zelda. The Triforces are just too real right now. They're going after them like it's, you know, the main point in the game. It's, you know, it was just too quick. It was like, you know, beating the Ocarina of Time, and then, you know, that was it, because Triforce is what you build for.
I don't know about you, but Ocarina of Time was not a quick game for me. I'm not very good at those type of games.
Oh, no. Oh, man, that's sad to hear, but it's okay. Well, this game was actually a quick game. 21 minutes for the win. Jay's going to pick it up. We're going to toss it over to our analysts, let them replay some of the big plays, see what they have to say.
All right. Thanks, guys. So we had an interesting game there between two bards and other players. What do you think about that game?
Oh yeah, so right off the get-go, it was definitely very apparent that we were going to need to, you know, differentiate between Bard and Imposter Bard, thanks to our shoutcasters. They put that pretty well for us.
Yeah, figured that out pretty well. One of the bards definitely underperformed that game.
Unfortunately, it seems to have been I'm Bard, the true Bard.
Yeah, the supposed true Bard.
He got out-barded. I don't know. Maybe he's the imposter.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, they both had pretty interesting builds.
Definitely very interesting builds.
You know, one with like a bruiser, AD-ish bard. The other being a
tons of damage with that Triforce.
Other being a something bard. There's
something?
a Bork in there.
Hybrid?
Yeah, hybrid. Leandries. What was it? Lichbane?
Yeah, you had a Lichbane in there too. That was definitely very interesting.
Very interesting stuff. I guess other than the bards, even though both bards, you know, both teams had one bard, which I feel like that the similarity is very important to touch on. But one team had a not only snowballs, but Leona Jace combo.
The double snowballs with that Leona Jace, it made the difference, as you saw in the very end. Like, you know, I figured they had a higher chance of winning and stuff like that. Even though, you know, I was placing my faith and all my hope into the double AD carry comp.
Yeah, hoping for the blue team.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It'd be nice to see. Unfortunately, in the end, they weren't able to prevail. Most likely due to all those snowballs and crowd control. Oh man.
Yeah, like two, I guess like AD carries being able to be locked down like that. And have people within melee range, it's just like really hard to play around.
Especially when you have like the snowballs coming down, just one more mechanic less of you being able to escape, you know? And especially having like the Imposter Bard coming down with that Trinity Force. I think once he finished that Trinity Force, it kind of threw off the other team with that power spike. Yeah. I don't think they were expecting to see that much like
a
AD
lot of
coming
damage,
down. Yeah.
Raw damage out of a support champion.
Yeah, you know, somebody with only like one damaging spell even, and it was just a lot of damage. So thank you for tuning in to Michigan State University eSports. We've been your analyst, Bobby.
Tarren. And we're going to take a short break. Look forward to a future match at 4 p.m. This is MSU eSports signing off.